This time on Roadworthy Rescues, I get a 60 El Camino back on the road for the first time in 30 years. Ooh. Next stop, Cadillac Ranch. This is going to be really cool. This week on Roadworthy Rescues, a guy has found himself in the panhandle of Texas, where I bought this 1960 Chevrolet El Camino. Plan is I don't have one. I do want to get it running, clean it up, put it back on the road, however, for the first time in 20 years. Now, most people are familiar with the El Camino, but don't really know a lot about them. It was a knee-jerk reaction to the wildly successful Ford Ranchero, which came out in '57. This is a first-gen built on the Biscayne platform. So let's go ahead and walk around this rig, see what it's going to take to put this thing back on the road. And I think we'll start in the back here, because the whole truck, car, trark thing we got going on. Well, one of the first things I'm noticing is a lack of rust. It's alarming. I'm not used to that, but we'll take it. The other thing is it's been painted. It was this pretty teal color, which a lot of them were. It's been two-toned at some point in its life. Back here on the business side, we got a plate last registered in '94. We got a brake juice bottle. It means we don't got brakes. That's weird. And then I'm noticing a bullet hole back here. We got shattered glass in the back and bullet holes in the front. That tells me we are, like I say, in Texas. So it was target practice. All right, let's jump in the cabin of this thing, see what we got going on the inside. Okay, well. Smells like a baby changing table with antique store dust on it. It's tantalizing. It's kind of nice, actually. Grandma's carpet, looking pretty good. Check this out. Heard about them swiveling seats. What about the fully removable? There is no hardware, holes in the floor, anything. There is this Jurassic Park skull, though, that I'm going to make a necklace out of. Rip, rip. Welcome to Roadworthy Rescues. I love these gauges. 59 and 60 were basically the same. This one shows 82,655.2 miles. Don't have an ignition stick. Oh, don't need one. You know, the 40s through mid-60s GM cars, they all do that. We got an Automagical based on this. Looks like a Power Glide. These came with a manual Power Glider 3-speed. We got the best of them, in my opinion. Manual would be cool, but maybe not, because I'm lazy. All right, let's get under the hood. Okay, well, this is not a 283, and it's definitely not a 348. Those were the two V8 options. And it's not a straight 6. This has been swapped at some point. It's got corporate blue paint on the head and the block down here, so that tells me right away that it's a 77 to 82 Chevrolet small block. It's got the modern clutch fan on it. It's got a 2-barrel to a 4-barrel intake adapter. That's different. Normally you want all the barrels. Still on points. Lightning hoses. It's got brake booster with just the single pot of death over here. May have to address that. Those can get a little sketchy, but it's all here. Let's see what it's got for oil. Conventional 1030. No gas, no antifreeze. That's good. So we got all the fixings here to hopefully make this thing run. Where I'm going to start is throw a wrench on the crankshaft, make sure this thing rolls over. Oh, she's turning. Then we'll throw a lightning cube in it. Get out of here. Install. Test the ignition. My voltage meter says that's good. We got gen and oil light. See if it cranks. No. Let's see if it cranks. No. Now we know why it was parked. Probably needs a starter. Holy cobwebs. We need a spiderologist on the show so they can tell us what we're, ruining our lives on. So I was just laying under here eating spider webs and just noticed this is not a power guide. The column indicates it was originally, but when they swapped in this engine, along came with it a TH350. So now we have 3 gears instead of 2. So that's pretty cool. We got glass packs. Then we'll be full of stuff. So first step, take a look at the starter. I got my Lone Wolf 6000 trigger. Rebuilding starter. I think we do in fact have a bad starter. Okay, well, let's put a starter in. So this is our bad starter here. It's not starting anymore. And I just wanted to show you quick, there are some different bolt patterns. See, this one is directly across. That would be for like typically an older block style. This one is diagonal, not directly across. Thankfully, Chevrolet is really, really good about parts interchangeability. And in some cases, these blocks are actually drilled for both provisions, which this one is. So all we had to do was pick up another long bolt. We should be able to mount this in. Has the same tooth count and everything like that. And a guy went on ahead and put new battery cables on as well. Those ones are from the Nixon administration. All goes well, should be able to climb in and twist the screwdriver, and this thing should rotate on its own. Starter's working, needs shimmed. It needs shimmed. That's fine. I don't mind taking it off again. Bring me high love. Synthesize. Well, the good thing is it's getting colder, and it's actually snowing in Texas currently. Well, we're dealing with the starter here, and I have to eat crow. I said that these starters will just bolt right in and everything will work. I failed to mention that there are flex plate differences. Most commonly, you have a 168 tooth. We have a 153, which is smaller and requires a different starter. But see how this bolt is offset farther from the center than this one. So we're going to have to get the correct one so it'll work with our flex plate. We're going to give her a go. This should hopefully spin her over. No. Oh, you can't make this up. Starter solenoid is bad or something. How? Why? Why? Starter coming out for the 19th time. I think our new starter's bad. That's what's supposed to happen. Not shorts and sparks. So, new starter, wrong style, great. New starter, right style, bad. Can I take new starter solenoid onto that one? Well, I don't know. We could ruin both of them. If this works, I get a margarita mixer on set. That's all I'm saying. Ice machine, blender, 5 to 6 flavors, crushed or cubed ice, bendy straws, and we could just use Dixie cups because, budget. Charge! Ha-ha! Got it. So this guy shorted out junk. Now I get to put it in for, what are we on, 17 installs? Can't buy new parts anymore. You can't trust them. Can't trust them at all. I have never fought a starter like this in my life, I don't think. Here. The battery's still hooked up there. It smells like burning eyebrows down here. Oh, wait, it is. I'm going to throw something down here. It's either going to fire off or it's not. And if it doesn't, then we don't have spark. All right. Bring the thunder. Yes. Boom. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. We got a lot of work to do. This sounds great. It's not knocking. It's not smoking. Yes. You know, other than the 17-day starter battle, it was pretty easy, actually. Wait. Maybe I should test the transmission first. There we go. Yeah. Nice soggy reverse with a little bit of drive. Man, we're golden. Smells like someone spilled ATF. Well, the El Camino down here in snowy Texas runs. So that means let's make it run even more gooder. We're going to clean this thing up, tear off this 2-barrel intake and the point system, put a 4-barrel back on it, bigger carburetor, ATI conversion, Craigslist rebuild, the whole 9 yards, and bomb this thing around Texas and find that big 72-ounce steak. Let's dig in. Oh, clean separation. Okay. It's pretty clean. We're getting ready to put the new intake on. Just a little tech tip, because tricks are for kids. These little rubber thingies, do not use them. They have little provisions to snap into the block, all cute like, but 99.643% of the time, these squish out after some time and create massive oil leaks on the front or rear of your engine. So throw these away, and then we're just going to use some room temperature vulcanization cream and just kind of weld in our own bead, front and rear about 1/4 inch, and then we'll plop on our new intake. It goes a little something like this. This is an HEI distributor, so we can just apply 12 volts to this. It's got an internal coil, everything's contained right here. We can just slide this in and then we can get rid of that external coil and the points and all that stuff, which obviously worked, and they worked pretty decent, but these just have good reliability and longevity. Pulling all the sparkulators, massive oil, carbon, soot. So we're going to pretend we didn't see that and just jam a new one in there. Well, we snazzed up our engine a little bit here. Now, obviously, we didn't have to do this, but you know, we wanted to add a little bit of torque, a little bit of power, and ultimately we want to cruise around Texas, so we want to have that. We did that with an air gap dual plane intake here, and then we put the 600 Holley 4-barrel on here with electric choke. We got the HEI in here, and of course, you had to go with the chrome kit. Might get us home, probably not. I got a little bit more to finish up, some wiring, some vacuum lines, but we're running out of daylight, and the real feel is now 8 degrees, starting to get a little chilly. So I think we're going to call it for tonight. See you in the morning. Well, I did make it back to Amarillo by morning. In here in the garage with the 60 El Camino in snowy Texas. We had a snowstorm yesterday. That was kind of bizarre. We're going to try to get this thing running and idling today, but I've got a lot of work to do, and I think I'm going to start with the fuel system, actually. So there's a hard line running from the tank up to the cross member here, then it goes into a rubber line to the actual fuel pump. I'm going to rip that rubber line off, and I'm going to put a new line in with a filter in place, so if we do start pulling rust and Legos and chicken legs, it'll get stuck in the filter and not the pump. And then I'm going to run a new soft line here with another filter before it gets to our new fancy fuel making happener. Don't want to fill that full of gunk. So it's a race to see which breaks first. My hands from cold or these old rotten lines, basically. Here we go. Oh, what a cream puff. Not pumping yet. Still not pumping. Uh-oh. Not looking good. Confirmed it's plugged. Look, truck, not car. Also, I was just laughing at myself yesterday. 1994 is 30 years, not 20. Right where I want to go, and I'm a real loner. I see. There's 2 fuel tanks. What am I looking at? This could be our issue here. And then we got some copper line. Well, there might be a switch up here. Found it. There's a ball valve that switches tanks. So now this got really complex because that runs to here and then to both tanks. I put fuel in the stock tank, but which one is that? I don't know. Now I gotta dig through all of this, try to figure out what's going on. Like Thompson water seal. Here's the deal. The actual fuel tank, the real one, is plugged. So then I hook my line to the second tank and watch. I could blow straight through. So now we're going to try to figure out how to put fuel in that second tank that's in there, saving us 58,912 hours labor, and most importantly, cost on parts. I don't understand. How do you fill it? Found it. Truck bed. It means this tank hasn't been used in a very, very long time because it's covered in wood. There's got to be a better way. What, you've never shoveled your truck bed before? Aha! Gas cap. Everything's fine. I've just been thinking about this. Theorizing. This thing has a hidden auxiliary fuel tank and a small block. That gets 15 miles to the gallon on the highway. Why would you need so much fuel unless you didn't want to stop for fuel? And this thing was clearly shot at from behind. Maybe this was transporting some sort of items. You know what I mean? I don't know, just saying. We are down by the border. So now I'm going to go underneath, drain what's in there. It looks like beef broth. Put some fresh fuel in, see if I can pull that to the front, and boom, we got a fuel system. Watch out, Joe. Now I'm moving on to the cooling system quick. Gonna get out this old Harrison rat. All the fins are bent over and folded. It's crusty and cruddy. We'll jam in an aluminium one, and that'll also help keep this performance engine nice and cool. Well, ain't that snazzy? That's slicker than pig poop on a pump handle, I ain't kidding you. Went right in. So here's where we're at here on this El Camino. We've got the oil change now. We've got a air gap intake, 4-barrel carburetor, HEI distributor, a little bit of chrome, new aluminium rad, spliced into transcooler lines. We've got new fuel lines. We've got it hooked to a mysterious fuel tank in the back that takes a shovel to access. And I think we're ready to go ahead and try to fire this up again, see if the head gaskets work, all of that stuff. Bring the thunders. Oh yeah, new starter too. How did I forget that? It seems to be pulling fuel. So all the old oil and grease and 58 gallons of ATF that I spilled, it's cooking off of the manifold. It's how you can tell it's warming up. It's an indicator. It's real nice. You should try it. See if the timing's close. Oh. Telling you, a guy's ear meter is dialed. It's barely even smoky in here. So here's the deal on the brakes. There are none. Weird, right? So we've got the single pot of death over here. It is a boosted unit, which is pretty cool, but I'm going to try to upgrade the brakes to at least disc front. So we'll have disc front brakes, drum rear brakes. It'll make it quite a bit more safe and more fun to drive. But that's going to be quite a bit of work. We're going to have to try to convert all of this to a modern master cylinder like this one. This one's a 4-port master cylinder, which requires quite a bit of bleeding in 2 separate functions, and we'll cross that bridge when the river gets here or whatever. But first, we're going to try and put this in. Here we go. Joe, where's the 5/8? Ah! The instructions are a little bit vague when it comes to the rod and pedal assembly. The kit says, just take the rod out and put it in your new master cylinder and you have brakes. It's easy. Well, this is our rod, and clearly it's significantly too short to reach the pedal arm and actually plunge the master cylinder. So before I cut up the other rod we have, we're going to try to bolt this onto this, which looks not even remotely right. But I've discovered through methods of using my finger as a tape measure that the rod protrudes roughly the same distance as needed with the old one. What makes it more difficult is this piston is stuck down. So long story short, there's absolutely no precision. I'm just hacking miscellaneous parts together to try to make juice come out of this so the tires stop turning. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to cut everything into pieces and make my own brakes. Somehow, some way, I think this bled. So we're going to keep rolling with it. What I'm going to do, instead of replumbing the entire truck, because we're moving the discs up front, leaving the drums in the back. Right now there's just T-blocks in here, and I'm going to jump these. So right now I've only got this one line, and then I'm going to run this down. It already tees and goes to the left front wheel and the right front wheel, but over there it also tees and goes to the back. I'm going to plug that, run one line in the rear to a proportioning valve, and that allows us to increase or decrease the brake action in the rear, which is awesome because we can turn them off if we want to accidentally hold the brake and gas pedal at the same time. And then basically all I got to do is just run that one line over to where that T was. Boom, we're done. And then I can actually start on putting in the calipers and rotors and all of that stuff. All that work to just put this on the front. Okay, me and Joseph are going to go have a drink. Come on, Joe. Well, the guy stayed last night until I lost light, but I was able to get all of the brake line hard lines plumbed. We have all of the brakes, except they don't currently work. Today now I've got to jack this up, get the front tires and wheels off, blow apart the drums, basically strip this thing all the way down to the spindle, and then rebuild it with the dinner plate brakes and the caliper and rubber soft lines and all of that stuff. It's going to be a long day of keeping my hands warm, keeping them busy, and hopefully here we're going to get some disc brakes in the front. I heard a rumor there's a 72-ounce stake somewhere around these parts. We're going to drive this thing there. I am bound and determined. Let's dig in. Rebuilding. Wow, this one's got some spray on it. Trying to get the bracket try figured out. This is going to hold the caliper. We'll be sliding the disc on. I don't know, I'm not used to these fancy brakes. The dinner plate. Captain's log. Garage in Texas. I love brakes. Biggest lie told this year so far. BAM! One disc brake complete. Needs to get worn in a little bit. Still need to bleed it, but now I'm going to move to the other side, rinse and repeat. Time to put some good rubber on this car because we got to let it down and roll it forward so I can get to the back. So we might as well show you the tires and wheels we're going to be going with. And there's a particular style I'm going for, which is 70s on this rig. We got this wheel and tire combo here. These are, I believe they're a 235/60. We're going to get rid of these and go with the classic Krager. But with the kicker, look at the red stripe tires. These are a 225/70/15. Slightly taller, but that's because we're going to go with a 255 in the back. I think these are going to look awesome. Let me throw these on quick. There we go. They seem to fit. Boom! Okay, good enough. Let's go. This glass is terrible. Every time I wipe this, there's another crack. We're going to go for a test ride in the Texas El Camino here. Engine's stalled up, running pretty good. Well, it's rolling. First time on the road in 30 years. That's something, actually. Front tire's rubbing. Okay, we'll ignore that for now. Wish the front windshield was as clear as the back one. Motor seems to run pretty good, though. Second gear. Second gear. There's second gear. It's shifted. It's getting better. You just gotta drive these old rigs. They'll come back around on you. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm pretty sure I'm related to him based on how he's dressed. And I don't think he's leaning, you see. He's saying, my back hurts. It runs, it drives, it shifts, it steers, everything rubs, it's terrible, it's sloshy, and there's no brakes. So this drive's going really good. So the front tires were rubbing on our test drive every time I would turn them, basically. The disc brake kit moved the tires out 7/8 of an inch. I think that's what might have caused that interference. So I did an alignment and made sure that we had more room by just cutting the bottom of the fenders off. Well, Gary from Canyon Glass is here to put glass in the El Camino. We actually found some at Classic Industries, and those guys helped us out big time, hustled and got it here. Unfortunately, the forklift driver, while unloading the windshield, dropped it on the ground. It looks like the front one we have now, but we're still going to get a back glass in, so it's more-ish, kind of legal-ish for the road. Gary, you done this before? These old curve classes?
I've done a few. I have not done an El Camino this old.
Wow.
I've done a 68 and a 70
Okay.
for a buddy.
Well, I admire you because I look at it and go, nope.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yep. All right, we're just kind of wanting to take the chrome off here and kind of inspect the pinch weld here. There is some rust, but I don't think it's going to hinder us because this is a rubber set method. It's got the rubber gasket on it. So once we get it cleaned up, get this all off, we'll apply the gasket to the windshield, and we do what we call a rope in. The rope pulls the lip of the gasket over the edge of the pinch weld, which was really common on the older cars and stuff.
Well, the fellers at Canyon Glass made easy work of this back glass in the truck. I probably wouldn't have attempted that myself, but they got it right in. Looks great. Thanks a lot for getting it in.
You bet.
All right, take care. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. Since it'll stop and it'll go, let's get the hood back on this, run it down to a car wash 30 years of filth off of this thing so we can start working on the exterior looks. There we go. Brake check. Mazel. Oh, yeah, we skid. Oh, look at all the dirt flying out of the back. We really loosened her up. All right, what do we got? Lava. That doesn't sound good. Bug prep, we need that. Blasters, yes. Triple wheel scrubber. Okay, we're going with the big dog. Here we go. Such a bad idea. All of a sudden. Okay. Yep. There we go. Now we're scrubbing. Hopefully the windshield doesn't cave in. Okay. So far, so good. Now get that tailgate good. Oh no, here comes the high pressure. Oh, it's off, never mind. This is a very confused car wash machine. What is happening? Excuse me, what are you doing? Oh, it's a wheel scrubber. Never been in something like this in my life. Watch the paint up here, why is it so close? This one's just flapping around. This one's gouging the fender in. That one's doing nothing, you're fired. Oh. Okay, we got some colored stuff. That's not much foam for 15 bucks. Look at the side windows. That's not much foam for 15 bucks. I don't think that's gonna clean it. It's just a really lazy, oh wow, this is like a different color foam of some kind. Oh, okay. No. Spot-free rinse. Well, I'm seeing spots everywhere. Rip off. That'll dry the tires off. We just got kicked out of that car wash. That's all right. I was going to ask for a refund anyway. Junk. Well, car wash, not successful. Testing our first burnout. Not terribly bad. Not terribly bad. Too nice of tires to be doing burnouts though. So we got the Vice Grip Garage gloss wipe on clear coat here, and then we'll throw in our clear coat catalyst, mix it up. And then all we have to do is just take this applicator pad and just wipe this on. Nice even strokes. A little goes a long way with this. You don't have to mix a whole can. And this thing is going to be shining in no time. Oh, wow. Clear coat everything. Well, there you go. That easy. We've got clear coat on the El Camino. Talk about a transformation. It looks awesome. Gonna go ahead and drive it back into the garage and let it dry for the night. See you tomorrow. Well, good morning. Back on the El Camino. It's time to lower this thing improperly goodliest. The wrong way. We're going to do our best to do it the wrong way. Using the torch. We're going to heat the coil springs up, apply some pressure, bounce it. Let me know when something's on fire. Should be able to drop this thing 2-3 inches easily. Because right now it's all kind of tooted up. We don't want that. You got to seat it. Bop, 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 bop. Another successful lowering job. Now it's got a little bit of a rake. We can show off those beautiful Kragers. It's looking good. But I got pieces of rat bones and bags blowing around in the cab. Power bait. Power nuggets. The only thing they baited was more rats. Let's take this old yucky carpet out, try to put some new carpet in, clean up the interior. Man, it stinks in here. It's terrible. Oh, wow. Look at all the rust. The cab is completely separated. You can see outside. It's not even hooked to the floor. There's about a 1 inch to 3 1/4 inch gap along the whole back of the cab here. And being this is a unibody, it's going to take some work, to patch this up. It needs a floor pan. Have to fabricate some stuff in here. So we're going to go ahead and fix this. Otherwise, water's going to keep coming in. It's going to ruin the carpet. So we're going to do a little fabrication here. All right. Oh, a little high on the heat over here. Gotta get a nice bead. That is some pretty solid metalwork. Fixed. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this up too. Nice. Well, the guys fought through brake issues, mismatched parts, bad parts right out of the box, but the fun time is finally here, jumping this El Camino. Go cruise around Texas, see what we can find. There's a lot to see. We're not going to see it all, obviously, but I've got a few spots in mind. So when a guy found this El Camino in Texas here, it had been off the road for 3 decades, 30 years. And it didn't need a ton of work, but we got her fired up. And it's not perfect. And yeah, I cut corners, and there's things we could have done better, but we did it on a budget. We did it in a few days. And that's the point, getting these old cars back on the road where they belong instead of just rotting away. So now we get to enjoy this old rig, go cruise around. We got some scenery coming up here. I think we might even try to find the Cadillac Ranch. The fucking cars in the old bean patch. There's a fire in the barn and the place stays packed. Now they call it the Cadillac Ranch. I'm actually really surprised at how straight this thing drives and how well it actually, well, first of all, it's a 1960. Math, that's a lot of numbers, old, right? And then we torched the springs, and I'm telling you, it ain't that bad. I gotta be honest. Just like a whippersnapper, right off the showroom floor. How fast are we going? 60. Oh man, paint's gonna peel off. This poor thing, after sitting all these years, threw it right on the highway, clipping 60, no issues. It's just incredible. It's only going to start running better as we go, too. You got to get these things out and blow the webs out of them. Ooh! We're going to swing into the baby Grand Canyon. That looks awesome. Oh, this is cool. So I'm at a scenic outlook here. It's absolutely breathtaking. There's several more miles of road that go through here, but if you look over yonder, it's like a 10% grade with like hairpin turns back and forth. I think I'm good right here. You know, because no seatbelts or the seat's also not bolted in and stuff like that. No big deal. This is good enough. Next stop, Cadillac Ranch. So this is really, really cool. A guy actually got permission to drive the El Camino into the field right up next to the Cadillacs. It's just all fins. This is going to be really cool. Check this out. We made it to Cadillac Ranch. We were actually able to pull right up to them. Look at all the beautiful fins back here. Love these things. We found this 60 El Camino tucked away in a garage. Been off the road for 30 years. And after a fight with the starter of 3, she fired right up. We had to use a shovel to find our mystery fuel tank back here. Then we were able to start throwing upgrades at this thing. New 4-barrel intake, carburetor, HEI upgrade, cooling system upgrade with an aluminum rad up there. Of course, we had to throw some chrome on this thing to help us get here. Added a few horsepower as well. We got a front disc brake conversion on this thing. Beautiful Krager wheels, red line tires, and then we topped it off with that Vice Grip Garage gloss clear coat. This thing looks amazing. It drives amazing. We bombed it down the interstate allegedly faster than the posted speed limit. It's an awesome, awesome rig. I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes with Cadillac. Of course, I'm going to tag it up with some Roadworthy Rescues. And I'm going to find me a 72-ounce steak right down the road here. I don't know how to spell and paint. I could not be a graffiti artist, I'm telling you that. What is that? That's going to do it for this episode of Roadworthy Rescues, but stay tuned, there's plenty more to save. This time on Roadworthy Rescues, I try my hand at carpentry. Yeah! Pretty good at it, I think. Bingo. What are we doing? I don't feel like this was right.
What's dragging?
We're weighted down, I think.
Oh, here.
Yeah, that helps. Oh, God, Malkovich.
Get me out of this thing! Look at Sean's face. I don't want to be in here anymore.
We'll go find the truck. Should still be behind the bins up here.
Hardly a tight fit at all.
You fit pretty good in there. Oh, there she is. Ramp's old truck.
back up on the family farm in North Dakota. And you might remember this. You caught a glimpse of it at the very end of the Cowbell Chevelle episode. It's my grandpa's 46-ish Ford grain truck. And this truck's been off the road for 41 years. 1983 it was parked, which is pretty wild. And I think we're going to try to get this thing running and actually try to put this thing to use and haul some keys to the bins, which I think would be really cool. But we got to walk around this thing and see what it's going to take. This is going to be a lot of work. So I got these guys here to help me. Christopher's a jack of all trades / carpenter. So I think he's going to try to tackle the bed. And then Sean, I don't know, he lifts heavy stuff and can do body work or something. This is what I'm worried about. This is a 59 AB flathead, and rumor has it everybody across the land has tried to get this engine running and has failed.
We're gonna have our work cut out for us, huh?
Yes, we are. So I'm gonna probably try to tackle the engine side of it.
Hey, these are full.
What's full? Oh, we got oil. Let's go check out the inside. Chris is digging. Oh, smells like a bowling alley shoe full of mice house stuff. It's not good. Look at all the stuff we got though. Rubbing compound, turtle wax. I'm assuming this is stuff my grandpa threw in here over the years. He really was just enamored with this truck and never got it running, so I hope we can make that happen. It entered my soul. It was really bad. And on the column right there is the registration. Right here, North Dakota Ford, 1.5 ton, 1946 truck. And this is from December of 1983, which is wild. It says it's got 32,000 miles, which I'm sure, positive that is original. The only time this truck would ever go anywhere is when you're hauling grain, so this is a lot of work. Let's check out the box. This is going to be a lot of work too, speaking of work. What do you find?
So they're carriage bolted, which are gonna have to be cut off, and they're nailed.
The wood's a little soft. What kind of wood is that?
Balsa. Balsamic vinegar.
So we want to make this functional. And if you're hauling grains, we don't want to lose 40% of it on the gravel roads getting to the bin. So unfortunately, all of this needs replaced. You're about to see 3 grown men procrastinate to the fullest.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas is around here somewhere. We should drag this down to a shop. And I think he's going to let us spill oil in his new shop. It actually has a smooth concrete floor.
Brand new.
And maybe even talk him into helping too, because this is going to be all hands on deck. Should we try to pull it with the Chevelle first?
Yep, 100%.
Okay, here we go. Coming in hot. Brip, brip.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
Just so you know, this is never gonna work.
Yeah, you just gotta keep hitting it.
We're only doing this because it looks cool, I think.
No, this is gonna work.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, keep going. It's moving. Hold on.
Oh, was it scratching the paint?
Yeah, here it is.
Here.
Chain snap.
Ah! Yeah. Hey. Dude, it's moving. I hit it like that one more time. Ah! Hey, I don't think it's gonna move. Hitch is bent really bad now. Look at that.
Yeah. Stretched her out.
I thought we were going to pull the boat to the lake. Now you...
What do we do using now?
Well, you need some rain out here. It's dry. Okay. Thomas, do you have something that actually works?
I'm dead.
Hey, how are the brakes going?
None. Pedal stuck to the floor.
Oh, that ain't bad. Yeah!
extracted. Looks like it rode great.
Yeah, it rode really nice.
Okay, so we got to take the sides of this bed off so we can replace the floor. And by looking at it, it looks like there's this rod here, one up front, and that like squeezes this to the bottom, essentially.
Wow, how long is this thing?
And then we got to get all of this rotted wood out of here, and their carriage bolted down. We might pry everything off and then just use a torch to cut all the bolts or something. And we're also sweeping and pressure washing and just mainly procrastinating. I'll push it onto the... Okay.
Heel figure. Yeah, these are good.
Oh, by that you mean completely rotted off? Pry bar!
Go up again.
Fuel nozzle. Hammer.
Just gonna keep hammering it.
Yeah, see? Alright. How rotted that is.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get this off, huh?
Yeah, so what we're doing here is the front bolts that hold this headboard on, we can't get to them. They're behind the cab. So we got to try to tilt the bed to get to those bolts. That's the hydraulic
Popper. We call them poppers.
Chances of this working are slim to none, which is great. Actually, I bet it does work.
It looks brand new.
And it's never leaked.
We haven't even done anything yet. Let's go.
Fire. Precision. Hey, everybody watch out.
A little much pressure on the oxygen. Oh, I can feel it. I thought we were keeping that. Yeah. Trust the process. It gets worse before it gets better. This time it's really worse, sir.
You got it, dude.
Yeah! I'm sure Grandpa would be really impressed with the operation so far.
Bring her down.
Jerry Maguire. Yep. Bingo.
This is really fun.
Yeah. This is a huge project. Like just rebuilding this box alone. All these carriage bolts go through this frame. It's never going back together.
Ah.
Diablo!
That worked.
Popped right off. That didn't hurt. Everything's fine.
Why don't we just go to lunch and think about what we did?
Okay, see you later.
All right, we're gonna move the truck down to the shop, and we're gonna try to use the skid steer this time. We threw in gear to see if the engine would rotate, and it's locked up like Alcatraz. So the motor's not gonna motor. Whoa! Hey, the truck's at the shop. This is Tommy's new shop. We're gonna make a mess of it. So hopefully we can get this thing running and actually drive it out of here under its own power, but we've got a tremendous amount of work to do. First of all, we destroyed a bed without taking any measurements. That was pretty good. What else did we do today? Drove the Chevelle.
Aired up tires.
Okay. We discovered on the way down here the engine is locked up, which is terrible news. But thankfully, we did bring another flathead with us that we heard run. Chris has to recreate a whole drain box in a couple days. Sean's going to be cleaning and sanding, right? Bodywork stuff. We're going to try to do some artwork on the doors. We're bringing our friend Lem back, the guy that did the Galaxy, and he's done some other projects for me as well. I think we clear coat the cab, guys, and paint the wood. Some colors.
Green.
I like that idea. All right, we got to get at it. We've got 4.5 days now to get this thing running and driving. I need to get everything ready up here to take this engine out. Christopher's trying to do the bottom side.
Barely any mice in there, huh?
Here, you do that side.
I'm not doing
Scared.
it. I'm scared too. I'll hold the hood up for you though.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Injury number 2, 5 minutes in.
Oh, this is
Way
light.
later than I thought. What do you think? That's good for coolant, right?
That's battery. That is battery acid. Hey, check this out. It's 41 years, full-on, multiple dwelling unit housing. Not even like apartment. I'm talking like condominiums. I see a pool over here, a rec center, tennis courts, everything. Aha! There's the original lug wrench. Oh, that is cool. Motor oil. It's a really good can. Why is there a sawzall running?
He's cutting linkages off, dude.
Oh, that's good. We don't need those.
Okay, pull it out.
Start lifting.
Full pull. Get out of the way! That's not working. That's
Something's
not.
hung up, huh?
It's hitting right here.
We're gonna lose Tommy's shop if we don't get this out of here. Now you can go forward. A little bit more up.
There you
Oh,
go. All the way up.
diaphragm!
What?
That means the PTO is still hooked up.
Yeah.
Told you. So we just dragging the whole drive shaft out with it? Remember how this is never going back on?
Yeah, need it.
Oh, injury. Think I got it.
Well, a day of destruction was actually progress for us. We had to dismantle the entire bed, and we got the flat-headed transmission out. Now it's just trying to figure out how to put it all back together. We still have hopes by the end of the week we can have this thing running and driving and haul some crop with it. Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to dig in again tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. How do I get out of here? Gonna run into town, get some parts from O'Reilly, and I left Chris and Sean to their own vices. They have to get all of the stake pockets and hardware and metal off the old lumber. It's gonna be a big project.
No? You cutting rocks with that thing? Looks great. That'll work.
Hey, remember any of those measurements that we spent 8 hours taking there?
Nope.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna pick up some much needed necessities. And then we'll meet up again this afternoon and keep thrashing on the old truck. It's gonna be a challenge, but it's gonna be worth it. Grandpa would be proud. Guy needs some engine oil. Gonna go with the Valvoline VR1. This is chock full of all the dinosaurs and vitamins you need. Phosphorus, zinc, stuff like that. Great for classic engines. That's exactly what we need. Well, for coolant, we're gonna go with the O'Reilly brand. 50/50, pre-diluted, ready to use. Protection up to negative 34 degrees. Need that, North Dakota. Well, anyway, we're going to 46 Ford. Takes a very special battery. No, it's just got a go handle and platinum. You know what I mean? Got to get some accoutrements. We're going to have to get some carbon choke cleaner. And then, of course, we're going to be on the brakes. Just bring it in. Put it in here. I'll leave one for someone else. And then, of course, gear oil, transmission, rear end. Genius. The flexi bag. It's the only way to go. Scuff it up a little bit. So, yeah. That'll work.
All right, let's get started. Did you only need 2 of the O'Reilly antifreeze, or did you need more?
I think we'll take a box plus the 2, please.
Okay.
Because I'll spill 5 gallons on the ground, and then sock mop it, and then put the rest in.
Not a problem.
Allegedly. Did you know you can earn 1 point for every dollar spent? And you reach 150 points, and you get a $5 reward, which is automatically issued to your cell phone?
Yes, and then I like to scan it right off your cell phone. Do you have the rewards?
I got a coupon.
All right, I'll take that coupon and scan it real quick. Do you want your
Wow, that's a wall
treat?
hanger. Yeah.
I'll be right back with the box.
Thank you.
Do you have room for all that?
Oh, yeah. She's a Mordor. Got lots of room.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. All right. Oh. Most important part. Well, another successful trip to O'Reilly Auto Parts. Let's get back to the farm and get wrenching. I might take the long way. Enjoy the Cowbell Chevelle a little bit. Well, the guy has got a transmission is successfully bolted to the flathead. We got new water pumps on it. We're ready to try to drop this thing back into the truck. And then the real fun starts. Connecting everything that was allegedly cut out with sawzalls and everything else. Do you want to do ground control? I'll be Major Tom.
All right, Major Tom.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yep, ground control.
Hold on, stop.
Okay. There it is.
Motor's in.
It's in, officially. We've even got the front bolts in. Chris, is it lining up down there?
Oh, yeah.
See? So now, we just have to figure out what all these cloth-wrapped wires mean and what they do, and accessories, and belts, and fan, and radiator, and hoses, and some brakes, and we have to build a wood bed still. But you guys got started on that today.
We did.
So, we're doing pretty good, but we're going to call it for tonight. Get cracking on it again tomorrow. See you then.
Is this the first woodwork on Roadworthy?
Well, you can probably hear we are already hard at it, back on the 46 Ford. My buddy Lem's here. He drove all the way out to the farm to do some more artwork for me. You might remember him from season 2. He did the Ralaxy, all that great stuff in the quarter panel and the meatball on the door and a bunch of other stuff. And he's done a lot of work for me over at Vice Grip Garage too. He whipped something up on the door that I think you guys are really going to like. You're going to be doing a pounce pattern, right?
Yeah, I made one before I came out here, but we got a paper pattern of a logo.
Yeah, it's going to be really awesome. So you're going to put Bieri Farms, you got a windmill in there. Kind of era correct 40s, 50s kind of looking stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. And then I'm going to cut him loose. He's going to do some freehand pinstriping, some other stuff maybe.
Spill some paint all over this truck.
It's going to be great. So now I need to shake the truck violently while he tries to paint.
Yeah, more help.
Thanks for coming, bud.
Thank you. I use one-shot enamel. It's designed for lettering and pinstriping. So I just need to lead a lot of brush strokes and make it look like a kindergartner painted it in some places, so it kind of looks faded.
I got one more for you, if you have time.
What's that there?
On the glove box, we'll put "I'll be damned."
I'll be damned. Not dipped?
Not dipped.
Wow, changing your ways?
No, that was the original way.
Oh, okay.
My grandpa. I changed it to dipped.
A little bit more peachy.
Yeah, for the kiddos, you know. Both my brothers are losing their minds right now. Oh, they're trying to make something re-crooked that was built 80 years ago. And this thing called the tape measure is really confusing them. But they're getting there. They're getting it done.
Hey, I did that.
You guys did this?
Pretty good, huh? Doesn't even look like a beaver chewed it out or nothing. Yeah, so there's one here, one here, one here.
I think we're going to be hauling a Tupperware back here. Maybe two.
It's really got the patina in it now.
Looks like a plane prop or something. Okay, so the 6-volt coil we have determined is bad on this rig here. I am not getting any spark, which we need. That's part of the process for engines. Spark, fuel, compression, well, and proper valve timing. I have a 12-volt coil that came in this kit, but it's not really for that system. It's more for like a Petronix one-wire system, which is not going to fit on this particular engine. So now I'm going to try to cobble together a 18-volt coil, essentially, by running it in series with the old one. This is going to basically damage that. It's going to make a weak enough spark to maybe fire this engine so we can tootle it around. Just trying to make something work. You know what I mean? When life gives you lemonades, trade it for whiskey. This looks like a really bad science experiment. Yep. Okay. Operation Shop Burn. Yep. That is spark. Also just pop my lower back. It should start with a key. This is kind of cool, actually. Look at this. Now that works. Look at this. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, now I feel better. Well, Lem's all finished up with the pinstriping. He knocked out the hood for us, highlighted the Ford. The doors look amazing. Cab, and even talked him into touching up the box sides there, the stake posts, a little bit of color. Looks really great. Well, we are past supper time at this point, but if we're going to drive this in a field with some peas in the back, we've got a lot of work to do in just a couple days. Sean and Chris are out of the truck, handling the drive shaft, the PTO, some bracketry, doodads. We're working on the bed. I'm working on a fan relay, fan temperature switch, the electric fan, the dash stuff. We're just going to work into the night late. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be down to brakes and the floor. Okay. So late last night, we got a lot of work done actually. Sean and Chris jumped in on the brakes and helped me get the big hubs off this truck. And the rear, you got to pull the axles and everything out. Bearings look pretty good. We're just going to pack those. Today we're going to focus on finishing the box up, and the big job is getting the brakes put all back together, bleed the system out, and then we can finally see if this thing's going to move under its own power and stop. Pretty exciting, actually. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see if the bed goes up. Better with fluid in it. Success. So the good news is now we can complete the entire construction of the bed. Wow. Hopefully the last time. Friction fit. So we're going to put the sides on. Bam! Then we're going to slide the front end, run the support rod through it, sandwich it together. Like that. Then we have to lift the bed, leg bolt the stakes into the front beam. Then we can fit the rear end, which has the opening gate. And then bam! This thing is ready. I feel like we're breathing in half the virus. So I have about 24 hours to live, so we gotta hurry up.
Yep. Brand new seat installed.
Hey, we should probably get a chunk of barbed wire to hold the exhaust up, right?
We're tying it to the leaf spring, huh?
When you want it to hang on wheat and stuff, you know, alfalfa.
Yeah, that's how it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the owner of a muffler shop, this feels good. That's it for this shop. We're going to try to drive it under its own power for the first time in 41 years, get it up to the old shop where we worked on the cowbell Chevelle, and we're going to scrub this thing down and clear coat it, seal in all this patina and protect all of this awesome artwork on the truck, and that is going to be it. We'll let it dry tonight. Tomorrow's the big reveal. It runs pretty good. Pretty safe. So we're in the old farm shop. Many of vehicles have been painted here, implements and tractors, few of my own cars, and we're going to continue the tradition by spraying the old grain truck down here. We just finished wiping it out with gray Scotch-Brite and 600 grit and the tough to reach areas there. Now we're ready to spray on some clear coat, and we're going to be using the 1776 Gloss Clear from Vice Grip Garage. It's a premium automotive grade clear coat that gives it that super wet look, and it's going to seal in this artwork and all the patina and everything. Really easy to spray and mix. Throw in some activator, which had a pretty bumpy ride here. Throw it in the gun and spray it on. So we did add some hardener into the artwork here, but I still got to be a little bit careful with it. This is very, very fresh. So what I'm going to do to start is just do a light dry spray in all of the artwork. Then I'm going to work a little bit into the grill up front and behind the bumper. Basically get all the wet edges in here that are a little bit more difficult to make sure we have product in it. We're going to let that flash off 12 to 15 minutes or so. Then I'm going to come back and do another basically dry light coat on everything. Let that flash. Then we'll do a nice medium coat, and that should be it. And we'll let this thing literally bake in here. It is hot and dirty and full of birds. Perfect for clear coat.
Fumes aren't so bad in here. Must be enough leaks in the roof. Shoot holes in it with BB gun.
It's gonna look ridiculous. Well, my grandpa's 46 Ford had been sitting for 41 years and most recently sat up behind the grain bins for decades. He had always wanted to get this thing running and driving, and we accomplished that after a 4-day mad thrash on this thing. The original flathead was locked up. We wanted to try to get that running, but we quickly figured out that wasn't going to happen. So we swapped in an earlier model flathead, had to figure out accessories and everything else with that. While doing that, went ahead and upgraded it to a 12-volt system as well instead of the old 6-volt system. Starts much faster, charges better, more reliability. Custom dual exhaust with a little tribute to my grandfather with some barbed wire hanging that up. Someday we will eventually fix that, not now. We went ahead and changed the headlights, some of the bulbs, so now we actually have working lights on this thing. Chris and Sean worked really hard on the box here. Pretty much a total rebuild. We did retain some of the authentic original wood on this thing, but they put new floor, beams, front, rear, some of the stake pocket things as well, and painted it up. It looks fantastic. The tires and wheels, well, we had to get new rubber on this. They were all flat, rotted, old. We finally found a guy that was willing to deal with the Widowmakers, rattle canned up the wheels. They look fantastic. Paint-wise, our buddy Lem came out and did some awesome, really cool, era-specific kind of artwork on the thing, and I think it really looks incredible. And then we topped all of that off with the Vice Grip Garage 1776 gloss clear. Really made all of this just pop, and it's going to seal all of this for years to come. We hope to use this in parades and family events and actually on the farm. And speaking of which, we're actually going to road this truck right now down the gravel roads in North Dakota to a farm ran by family friends. They're harvesting wheat, and we are going to fill this box with wheat and get a payday. So let's jump in this thing, fire it up, hit the road, and see how it does hauling wheat after sitting for 41 years. Smaller back in the day, or this is just how it was? It feels like we're like a Cessna or something, like the legs are in a cockpit. There we go. Huh? So back in the day when you were loaded, you were just in first gear, going everywhere. I suppose that was better than a horse pulling a wagon and then hand shoveling it off. Yeah. They just, have themselves a cigar and, I ran 8 miles an hour all the way to the house. Wheels are balanced pretty good. I really balanced them out. Good here. Old Bieri leg with the Bieri truck. We're actually going faster than I thought we would. On the speed of sound? Well, I don't know about that fast, but let's see what we got. 31! Pretty good. Well, it's faster than a quarter horse. We've only got, 8 miles left? 2 more hills. Maybe the carb's plugged on.
definitely getting worse. Oh, it's coming around.
Oh, yeah!
There we go. It's coming. There, it's clearing itself up. Oh, I forgot about that giant hill.
Yeah, a little more than 2 hills.
Well, huh?
I think that was it. Did we bring lawn chairs? Let's cut a bale open. Make a Mississippi hammock. Well, a guy and a guy were coming over the hill over there, 4th gear, just rocking about 6 miles an hour, and some weird noises, some banging and clanking, leaned forward towards the dash, and yep, they quit. It didn't sound good. We're gonna check, make sure the fuel pump is pumping, and then I think I'm gonna try to take this carburetor off, burn my arm severely on the upper rad hoses, or muffler pipes. Fuel pump bad. Fuel...
Motor hot.
Already immediately blistered. Oh. Carb's clean. Carb is clean. No, it's not. Open your pallet up.
It's like mining. Oh, you want me to shake a little bit to get the chunk out?
See that stuff right there? Look at that. There's like part of an oak tree, some almonds. Okay, grain box, rebuilt carburetor, and new fuel pump is in.
Doesn't run any better, huh?
No. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Roll out! Come on! We're late. We got a whole grain. We're gonna lose the farm unless we get the $87 in wheat to the elevator. Try to slide in between those two. Yep. Hey, we made it. We made it!
Yeah, we're on the farm now.
Well, we made it out to part of the Nichols farm. They got 2 combines out here. They're actually headed back this way. Behind me here, you see a semi and a trailer, which is normal in today's operation. This would not cut it today if you had a farm. But we're still going to have some fun. Go talk to these guys. Negotiate a trucking fee. What are you thinking?
$150 an hour.
Yeah, they'll probably do. Pay for the fuel pump anyway. We're going to have them spritz on some material. Try to get it either to their bin site or to the elevator. We're going to have to see how it runs with some weight on it because we got to get back out and over this hill. I hear them coming, and there's the grain cart right there. That's what they offload, and then offload that into the semis. So one of these operators is Chris's son. Let's go see if we can catch him. So this is going to be completely unnecessary, but it's going to look really cool. We've got Chance here, Chris's son. He's going to come over here with the combine and drop some in the box. And we've got Kyle on the way too, so we're going to have a combine on both sides dumping into this poor little truck. I told them not a lot, so they're probably going to go on-off on the auger, and that's going to be enough. These augers are huge, massive. It's not windy. It's going to be way high. Hopefully grain just doesn't go everywhere. About a half a box. Gonna run into town and drop this off. Might make some money today, actually. Oh My paint. Look at that, it ain't even leaking. What an incredible week this has been, working with my family on my grandpa's truck. And after 41 years, this 78-year-old truck is once again hauling grain. And somewhere I know my grandpa is looking down, smiling and proud that we saved another one. That's going to do it for this episode of Roadworthy Rescues, but stay tuned, there's plenty more to save. The Rescues, we bought an awesome Thunderbird, terrible shape, so I did the right thing and bought a Mercury travel all to pull it home with. 800 miles. Should be fine. This is a terrible idea, actually.
Friday night, we're dressed to thrill. Bass is pumping, can't sit still. Neon lights, the city's alive. No rules tonight, we're gonna dive. Raise your glass up to the sky. Lose yourself, don't ask why. One more round, we're going wild. Let's make memories, live out loud. Drink and shout, turn it up, pour it down. Let's fill that cup. Feel the beat, feel the sound. We don't stop, we go all out. Oh, let's get loud. Drink and shout, we own this town. Shots on shots, the night's still young. DJ spinning our favorite song. Dancing like we don't care at all. One more drink, we'll never fall. Raise your glass up to the sky. Lose yourself, don't ask why. One more round, we're going wild. Let's make memories, live out loud. Drink and shout, turn it up, pour it down. Let's fill that cup. Feel the beat, feel the sound. We don't stop, we go all out. Oh, let's get loud. Drink and shout, we own this town. No regrets, no slowing down. Dance until the sun comes out. Tonight's the night, let's make it last. Raise your voice, raise your glass. Drink and shout, turn it up, pour it down. Let's fill that cup. Feel the beat, feel the sound. We don't stop, we go all out. Oh, let's get loud. Drink and shout, we own this town. Last call, one more round. Sing it high, scream it loud. Drink and shout, no looking back. Tonight's a blur, and that's a fact.
The guys back in Texas, Fort Worth to be exact, got a line on a bunch of cars that have been sitting for decades on this property, and there's supposedly a T-Bird right in this garage to start it off, so let's open up this thing, check this car out. We can walk around, maybe check some others out as well. See if we can get one of these on the road and back to Tennessee. All right. Ice cream. Lots of it. Yeah, there's supposed to be a 60s T-Bird in here. Parked in the 90s. And there is, in fact, black or green. It's kind of black. Colorish looking. No tag on the plate. Well, let's walk around this, see what we got. Well, looking at all the prints here, we got some positive raccoonage, and also I'd say small dog and 2 to 3 cats. They've certainly left some putina. Smells terrible already. Let's see what we got for an engine in this thing. We got 4 flats. Confirmed. Hubcaps are gone. I don't know where those went. Oh, it's a sawdust. I think this garage is fixing to come down. Why is it so moist on the hood? Yeah. There it is. Still got the stickers on the valve covers. Fully complete. Oh, the firewall is cool. It's got the original hand marker crayon thing. AC is still in it. All the belts are still on it. Missing a battery, of course. But we've got completage minus the air filtration system, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's check out the inside. See how bad that is, or if it's sat well in this garage. I think I said late 90s, but maybe we could find a sticker or something to try to validate that as well. I'm just going to open this door because it's right here. Oh, nice maroon interior. Oh, wow. Wow. There's... Oh. It smells like a bear cave full of adult diapers. It's really sour. So moist, my eyes are watering. Looks like it's in neutral, so it's probably pushed in here. That's a good sign. No. Probably didn't run. Windshield's cracked up. 8-track. I don't even know how to run any of this stuff. It looks like most of the stuff is in here, though. And all the bells. I can't breathe. That's enough. That's enough for me. Evacuate. Get out of here. So unfortunately, we've got no keyage. Ignition sticks are gone. Oh, here we go. 96. Math. Carry the 7. 28 years it's been sitting in here. So here's the deal. We're going to leave with two things. A title to this car and pink eye. Yeah, we made a deal on this rig, but it's not in an ideal space to work on this thing. Plus, no, it's terrible in there. So let's go walk this property. I heard there's some trucks and vans and things. Got an idea. What if we get something else running and then try to pull this home to Tennessee? It's only like 1,200 miles or something. It'll be fine. Let's go see what we can find. The Thunder Turd. Oh yeah, I see some stuff back here. Well, this thing's sweet. Little short box, big back window. Really cool, but too short of a wheelbase. Long wheelbases are ideal for towing. This thing's cool too. Not gonna work. Still love it. Ooh, we got a van. Got Vantage. Half-ton Chevrolet Vantage. Backup lights, those lights. It's got a hitch. Oh, very homemade-ish though. I'm gonna say that's probably not gonna work for us. Pretty sweet van though. Ooh, international. Over here. International Travel Haul. Sweet. I'm not much of an expert on the travel halls, more of a scout guy. Well, they're virtually the same thing. This has the 1,000 badge, so it's got to be a 69 or 70. In 71, they changed that. So it's just a half-ton little guy. These were made from, I think, 53 to 75. And in 74, the Chevrolet Suburban came out with the 4-door and, well, better options, better pricing, more horsepower, better fuel economy. And the oil crisis hit at the same time. International said goodbye to the travel haul. They hung on to the Scout until 1980, and then that too went away. But these were kind of the first to come out with the 4-door and the large SUV kind of flavor. They're really sweet looking rigs, actually. Let's just jump right in, see if this is a candidate. Should we start in the rear, see if it's got a hitch even? Yeah, good idea. Oh, yes. We got something. Oh, it's got a big receiver hitch on it. To the frame. That's already stuck in there and frozen in. It's probably pretty good. We should probably dig through this thing and see if there's even an engine and transmission. These came with 5 different engines, a mix of AMCs and Internationals, and 5 transmissions. There's a lot going on. Let's take a look. How do we get in it? Open. Go. Start. Okay, let's try the side door. I don't know how to run that. Wow, these open way up. Oh, ceiling curtains. That's nice. 17 different fans. I'm gonna say the air conditioning doesn't work. Welding mask. Needed one of those. Oh, new in the box Jeff Gordon fan pack. 3 of them. I'll take no less than 100 each. I know what I got. Look, what I'm saying is I don't see engine heads or water pumps or a transmission laying back here. So far, we're off to a good start. Let's check the front seats out. Gotta be careful. Some of these internationals had asbestos in them, you know. You want to breathe that in. Nope. 84,000 miles, it says. Stuck at 50. I like it. Another lawnmower accessory. Toro, of course. Full of mouse-eating plastic bags. Got some home decorations. Oh, wow. Ooh, bank bag. Maybe we could pay this thing off. No. Okay. The interior is perfect. I see nothing wrong here whatsoever. Let's get under the hood. Okay. Well, we got an engine in here. We got a 2-barrel Holly, which means it's not the 345 or the 392, unfortunately. That's probably going to be the little 304. So we got 78 horsepower here. That's pretty good for towing. But it'll probably could possibly work. Okay? We got all the hoses and doodads in it. We got whatnots, points. There was a bird that died in there, apparently. 58 million feathers, literally. But the hoses and cables and stuff, pretty good shape. The transmission's in there still. It's an Automagical. It's severely low on oil. It's fine. Well taken care of. Okay. So I think this is our candidate. 1970, we'll call it international travel none. Right now, it will be a travel law. Hear me out. Just like we did in the Chevrolet and the tractor, can we get this running and pull the Thunder Turd back to Tennessee? We'll just go to a certain rental place and say, I've got a 2024 Silverado and I'm pulling a Kia. And they'll say, yeah, and then we'll just put it on this. See what I'm saying? So let me get a battery, some tools, accoutrement, see if we get this fired up and moving, and then we'll figure out the rest. Okay, plan. All right, battery installed. We're gonna see if this thing cranks over first and foremost. Guy can't fit his arms down in there, so we're just gonna hit her with the battery. See what happens. We gotta work on fuel. We have to work on sparkles. This has 2 fuel tanks. One in it's like a saddle tank in the front fender, and one that's supposed to be in the rear, which is a little pocket tank. One of them ought to work. I don't know which. We'll figure it out. Okay, train. We get it. You're driving. I didn't even look if there's a key for this. Ha-ha! It's barely turning over. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it builds any oil pressure. Ooh, that starter sounds terrible. Again. Oh, no! Okay, I'm just going to leave that be because we're about 17 cranks away from putting a starter in this, which is not fun. But the engine rotates, kind of, so that's good news, and we now have a Super Tool 300 ignition key. All right, progress. Who would have knew that gas eats soy sauce lids? True fuel. And I just happened to figure out works perfectly in this little soy sauce container. I'm gonna fill the bowl up, crank on this thing, see if it'll fire. Make sure it's not knocking on heaven's door, and then we can continue on. Come on, bring in the thunder. No sparkles. The wire to the distributor is completely fried. Okay, I need this back. That is now our key. Perfect. Filing the points. Filing points. Doing it incorrectly. I'm not an expert, but I'm going to say it has something to do with this melted wire. So, let's go ahead and replace that. Okay, we've got spark. Perfect. All right, let's crank her again. It's running. Yes. Sounds terrible. Perfect. Antifreeze leak. Valve train is not happy, but it is very low in oil. That's probably all we want to run it before we change on the Earls. But it's running. I can't see nothing. I guess we can just trust the transmission works. This is the Lone Wolf 6000. You know, since I work alone. You can't be in the rig and running everything out here, so you got... By the way, I'm down to 12 starts left, so... Caribbean, Hawaii, Mexico. Places I should be. That's that move. Okay, here's the plan. Don't have one. Here's the next step, though. I'm going to jack this up, take this tire off, look at the fuel selector switch, which should be in the fender well, and subsequently also the digital pump that I can hear running. Figure out how to get fuel from this big tank to the fuel make it happener. And hope the tank is good. So like I thought, there's an electric fuel pump. Here's the problem. The filler neck is rotted. There's going to be no way to put fuel in this. Well, if a guy could just find some hose like this down here at the Hardmore store, I could sleeve it. Is what I'm thinking. Can a guy just run hose inside of this hose into the fuel tank, leave that hose hanging out here, then all I gotta do is plug my gas can into it. I think that's what we're gonna do. I feel like I do hear some going in. It's fine. Nobody smoke! So I'm trying to get this electric fuel pump running again. And then we're going to see if it actually pumps fuel from the tank that we just professionally re-sleeved. There we go. Varnished fuel from the 90s. Now it's cleaning up. There's our clear fuel. Oh yeah, I think we're good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a new fuel tray on, and then we should be able to click that pump back on, see what it's doing inside the filter. We'll put a clear one in, so we can monitor the amount of impurities. There we go. Looks pretty good. You can hear the bowl filling in the carb. We'll adjust that needle and seat. We'll find out in a second if it's going to blow through it. Yep. Well, I do believe a guy has a stock float in here. It's been sitting for almost 30 years and probably varnished in a position. So when the fuel's coming in, that's not rising to make that, needle seat into the needle seats. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss what I can out of this kit into here. Just a quick, dirty rebuild. And then throw this back on the truck, and hopefully she'll pop right off and won't flood anymore. We should should go ahead and check the blood stick on the shift machine, because if that's bone dry, probably should go ahead and change the oil quick. Then we're going to fire this thing up and we're going to let it run for quite some time. We got to make sure the head gaskets are working, the other gaskets are doing gasket things, bring some heat back into this thing slowly but surely, and then we can see if it actually shifts. Down here in Texas, I bought a Thunder Turd over in the garage there. It's in terrible shape currently. Decided to go ahead and try to tow her home, so picked up this travel yawl. We're going to see if we can get this thing fired up and idling here. Got to check the transmission ATF. We got fresh oil in it. We did some ignition wiring. Did a fender rebuild on the fuel make it happen here. It should fire up and idle, well, in theory. So let's see what happens here. Might have to prime it here. There we go. See if that valve train noise goes away with some fresh oil. Put 2050 in it, a little thicker elixir. Sliding down a little. I think this is officially the longest it's ran in 28 years. It's pretty awesome. Just in idle, and fix the vacuum leak on it. And I'll get to the air and fuel mixture screws in a second, which are back here. So I think the guy has some fuel delivery issues. This pump seems to be getting real weak. So I'm gonna make sure we're not pulling up any big chunks. I got that tore out, obviously. Gonna throw this hose on here and just use the old wind bag, see if we can get fuel free flowing. And if we can, then we know the tank side's okay. I've decided to go ahead and put a, mechanical pump, which is what was in it, and see if this will suck it lies. On the fuel, yeah, it's one less switch to arc out and burn the rig down anyway. Well, now we're going to give her the old mechanical fuel pump a try. Check our filter down here. Yep, see it is full of fuel. We're back to where we were at 9:45 a.m. Yes! We should test the transmission before we call it a night. Wow, this thing is a smoker. Why do all our cars, the radio works when you touch weird stuff? Drive! Yes! Oh man, we got a runner. Yep. Well, hey, the truck is running-ish. It's getting better. The smoking has calmed down a little bit. And it's moved about a foot. A foot of 800 miles we've still got to travel. And remember, we're not just traveling in this. We've got to figure out if we can pull that Thunder Turd stuck in that garage. We're going to try to deal with that tomorrow, but first we still have to adjust brakes and tires and wheels and everything on this. Gonna let this run for just 20-30 minutes tonight, pack up, and then Texas things like steaks, wet the back neck, stuff like that. See you in the morning. Hey, it's day 2 down in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. A guy bought a 68 Thunder Turd. It's stuck away in a shed over there. It's in terrible condition, which is perfect. But I decided to try to pull the thing home and work on it properly in my shop back in Tennessee. So we acquired the travel yawl. We got it running yesterday. We did a bunch of work to it. It moved a foot. So we started this morning off by putting new glass in it. That makes sense. Now, today is brakes. Since we're going to be pulling a car that weighs 11 million metric tons, it's got to stop goodlier, kind of-ish. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start with the master cylinder, snap a couple lines off, start replacing those, work my way to the wheel cylinders that are bad, bend the drums off that we can't find, they're irreplaceable, and then go from there. All right, let's dig in. Over on here with the cylinder of masters. Guy hit it with my earth pounder. It's not really doing anything. I'm assuming the seals on the piston that racks back and forth in here is just completely gone after sitting for however many million years this has been sitting. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this master cylinder off. We're going to bleed another one, hook up the lines. This is all in theory and hopeful. And then we'll try to gravity bleed this and see if the wheel cylinders are still going to work. Chances are they're just full of powder and are going to go and then we'll be digging into those. Truthfully, this is going to be a delicate procedure because you cannot find these drums. You cannot find them. So getting them off is going to be delicate, getting them on, all of this. If they're bad, we're going to have to pretend they're good. But by the end of today, we need to have brakes in this thing because we have a long drive back, 800 miles towing in this vehicle. This show should just be called Driving Cars Without Brakos. I've determined the brakes are bad all over the place. The brake line, rubber brake lines in the front were just so old, they were just pinched closed. Think of it like a garden hose, and if you were to step on it, the fluid might be able to barely get through, but it's not going to come back. So we needed to replace the lines. Unfortunately, we're learning that International had zero consistency or quality control on virtually anything except the window cranks, and the brake parts all over the place. In this particular vehicle, the fitting on the lines do not match the replacement rubber hoses. So now I need to make my own little line with an adapter to go to the new line, to go to the smaller adapter, to go to a barrel connector, to go to the fitting on the truck, to go into the hose. Dr. Seuss brakes. We don't have a bench vise, so we're over here using our travel yawl. And we're just gonna make some fittings right here. This is my life. I just realized. There you go. Brakes by Bieri. They'll barely work, but they'll slow you down. We were able to get juice out of this wheel cylinder. So now we just need to take 74 hours and do the other two. Well, let's do the front one first, and then I'm going to decide if I'm even going to attempt to do the rear. Hey, the brakes are done, or at least good enough. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to start cleaning the inside out. I got tires on the way. They're in the route, but not here yet. So we can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff out of here. The feller we bought this from, well, he wants to keep some of this. I was looking forward to the shop vac and the igloo cooler, but he wants it. So we're going to start getting some stuff out of here and transfer it over to his truck. Lampshades, big mouth bass. These are the ones that talk on your wall, you know. Batteries is dead. That's too bad. Should we look what's in here? Nada. This is a nice cooler. Must have been a mobile welding rig. the shifts. We cleaned out the interior. It's snazzy. I mean, they put seats in it, and house carpet, and spray painted everything. Baby blue. Looks pretty good. We think the brakes might be good. Actually, I was just getting ready to go test that. And then I was letting it run here, and the water pump went out. It's weeping out of the weep hole, which is a telltale sign you need to change this thing now. Also, I discovered a massive intake leak by spraying everything with brake clean, and sure enough, she's revving up on the drinker side of the engine over here. And that's why we got a weird idle and hesitation and down on power. So instead of test driving this and potentially leaving late tonight, early tomorrow morning after we dig out the Thunder Turd, we're tearing the truck all the way down. Sweet. Let's get after it. So this thing that looks like a Lego is actually a water pump for internationals. The problem is we have a different style water pump. There's two. This one is a big threaded nut that holds the fan and the pulley assembly on, where this is an updated version. We need to convert this because it's very difficult to find the big threaded nut. Talked to an international expert and he mentioned a hammer and a big chisel, and then I thought, aha, what if we just hit it with the gas axe? Can't be tied if it's liquid. We're going to cut this whole fan off because we actually have a different fan and fan clutch. Then I can get access to this water pump, take it off, take the pulleys apart, convert the pulleys to this water pump, and then reassemble everything. And by late tonight, hopefully we'll have the water pump done. Then I'm going to decide if I'm actually going to dig into this intake or if we're just going to deal with it running on 6. Now I'm going to get on every international blog and just be like, torch it off. You know how rare those are? It only needed everything. We found a 4-barrel intake for this particular engine that we think might fit, and a 4-barrel carburetor. So this little feller's coming off, and we're going to put the 4-barrel on because I have to take that off anyway to change the gaskets. We might as well spice this up a little bit. We're going to want some HPs under us if we're going to be pulling that Thunderbird back. Got the old intake off, which, by the way, weighs about 92.6 pounds at minimum. Here's the old intake gasket, and we can see right here corrosion from the top side. So that would be our intake leak that I found with a can of brake clean. So all of that work for this cheap little gasket. Sweet. But we're going to fix it. We're going to make it more gooder too by putting that fair barrel on there. Get some more HPs out of it. Valiant effort was given, but I'm going to shut it down for tonight. We did get the 4-barrel intake on. We have interference issues with the fuel make it happen, unfortunately. Every time you rock the throttle, it lifts the carb. Going to look at that tomorrow. It's going to involve part stores and stuff like that. I also have a new fan over here that was supposed to work on our water pump. That's not working on our water pump. But there's good news. I have tires and wheels to show you in the morning, and we're still going to attempt to pull the Thunderbird out of that garage and pull it home, although we are very much behind, but it's only 800 miles. We'll be fine. See you in the morning. Back on the travel, y'all. Boy, I was thrashing on this late last night, trying to get it running, but we were missing a few key pieces. We're still trying to get this Thunderbird out of a garage 100 yards from here, and I'm tied up in this thing. We have got to get it out today for a couple of key reasons. One, the raccoon decaying in the corner over there is really starting to get in the wind bags, you know what I mean? Also, there's 2,000 popsicles being moved in refrigerators. And apparently they have a sit time of about 52 minutes. So, I've got to get the fuel maker happen on, get the fan back on, the radiator in, all that stuff, get tires and wheels on this, hook a chain on that T-bird and get it out of that garage ASAP, then 800 miles home. Hey. Smells like a riverboat porta potty. Stings the eyes. Please run better. We got a new fan clutch in here, which is the updated version instead of the giant screw-on clutch. Got the old Radulina Jolie here. See if we can get this in. Just gotta go at an angle. Get around the hoses. And then you tilt this way. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. Not going to put the old fan shroud on because it's held together with 74 different types of wire. I think I saw a shoelace in there, part of a TV dinner. I really never want to see this truck again, but I have to drive in it for 3 days, hopefully just 2. No, it'll break down and be a week. Yeah! Gotta go back to basics. Spark, fuel, compression. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Don't worry, I said! I'll figure it out! Okay, sorry I got mad. Okay, I'll fire up the corn binder here with its new get-up. Yeah. There we go. Gotta keep it running, our battery's dead. But we need it to charge. Don't worry about that. The only thing this is gonna pull is ex-wives. Oh, great. So now we can hear the engine's not doing this, wandering all over the place and idling there. That was the bad intake gasket. Got that resolved. We'll let it sit here and idle, because I gotta charge up the battery. Whoops. And then I gotta show you guys some really cool tires and wheels that are period correct, suit the truck well, hook onto a T-bird, see how much power this thing has. So believe it or not, these used to be chrome. They sat so long it actually rotted holes right through the wheels themselves. So we were forced to get wheels as well. Like the white letter, of course you gotta go with white letter, but these are more of a light duty tire. We went with a little bit more heavy duty KO2 all-terrain by BFG, and then the old cheapo white steel wagon wheel. Can't beat these things. They look pretty good on most trucks, and it's period correct for this guy. So I'm gonna bolt these on quick, and then we can go for our first drive. So I'm gonna put this air cleaner on quick so we're not sucking insulation. Then I'm gonna jump in. We're gonna do some yard braking. We don't have power brakes yet. We'll fix that later, but I still should be able to romp on the brake pedal and bring this thing to a stop. Oh man, I think that's probably the best brakes we've ever had in Roadworthy. Oh yeah. Let's go get a Thunderbird. Hey look, we're finally working on the car we came to Texas to get, the 68 Thunderbird. Now worst case scenario, all 4 wheels would be locked up. So now we're gonna navigate it out of this broken concrete garage thing between 2,000 popsicles and crates and other obstacles, probably got 3 inches on each side somehow, and try to steer this thing whilst skidding And then we haven't even talked about figuring out how to make it roll, get on a dolly, and travel back to Tennessee. But I did get a chain on it. We also got wind and 3.5 tires, old bias plies, thankfully, so they held a little bit of air. So we're gonna back the rig in here, give it a tug, and just play it play by play, I guess. T-Bird's outside for the first time in almost 3 decades. We almost took a garage down and we melted 2,000 popsicles, but we got it. This thing did fine. Travel all update. Hey, we got this thing fired up after sitting for like 28 years or whatever it was. Drove it 100 yards, and then its first job again was to pull a car. I got a sticking throttle issue that's weird with the shifter. They're combined somehow. Also, I think we've developed another fuel leak on the fuel tank, so I'm gonna do the right thing, try to find like a boat tank or something, throw it in the back seat, because we're just out of time. We gotta make some miles down. Now we're gonna switch our attention to the Thunderbird. I gotta get the tires unstuck, get it on a dolly, and then we're gonna hit the road. This is a drive shaft to a Ford Thunderbird. It's got 19 U-joints for some reason. Pulled this out so we could freewheel this thing. So when we're pulling it on the tow dolly, it's not spinning the transmission in neutral as well. So basically the only thing spinning is the rear axle, which has its own gear oil, obviously. So we're gonna mount some fresh tires on the old wheels so we don't blow one of them. I got some sort of fuel tank, rigged that into the travel all, and we're finally on the road. All of this just to get this T-Bird back to Tennessee. It's gonna be a fun project though. Keep going, keep going. Yep, keep going. Up, up. Okay, back. Well, it took some time, but we got her going. We had to put a fuel pump in this thing, brake lines, brake master cylinder, brake booster, intake gasket, 4-barrel intake, new carburetor. We put some rad hoses in it, belts, and a really sweet NHRA fuel tank. But it runs, it stops, and the radio almost works. Now we're gonna see if it tows a Thunderbird. She's pulling great, as long as it don't fall off. And if it does, I guess we're gonna see how fast the old travel all goes. Speedometer says 80 right now, so that seems to work fine. Got no temp gauge, got no oil pressure, got no fuel gauge. Actually, I do have a fuel gauge. It's called, look, we're about half a tank. I think I got a motor mount out. And I could tell because when I hit the throttle, the shifter moves about 7 inches. But we don't need both of them, that's why they make 2. Should talk about my goals today. It was to drive halfway, but that's not going to happen. So the goal now is to go 121 miles to get Onion Volcano, which is what my boys call hibachi. But then I'll be happy. If we can make it that far, it'll be dark. Get some good hibachi, see how many miles we can put down tomorrow. I ain't got tail lips or lamps, turn signals, and none of that stuff, so. Oh, something is terribly amiss. Yeah, let's pull off here. I got a lot of smoke in the cab. Yeah, it smells like transmission fluid or something. Oh, they're really smoking. It's still running. Well, we've pulled over to the side of the road. This thing is smoking like crazy all of a sudden, right when we got to about 55.
This is not good.
So that's going to do for this episode of Roadworthy Rescues. A guy managed to get this old Travelall back on the road, kind of-ish.
Only made it about 100 miles, and now I've got, well, it looks like transmission oil puking everywhere.
But stay tuned for part 2 to see if I can haul this old T-Bird back to Tennessee and do some work on it.